To begin making a pinwheel block, you will take 2 square blocks. When you have your 2 quilt blocks lying side by side, you will take the one quilt block and place it on top of the other quilt block so that both blocks will be right sides together. With right sides together with your quilt block, you will take a quilting ruler and a pencil. You will place the quilting ruler on top of the quilt blocks and make a line with your pencil from one corner to the other corner. And don't worry, the pencil markings will wash out. With your pencil marking drawn down the middle, it is now complete and you can begin sewing to the right and left of the pencil line. Now that you have sewn down both sides of the pencil markings, you will take a pair of scissors and cut down the middle of the quilt blocks, making sure to cut on the pencil line. Ironing is the most important part to making a beautiful pinwheel quilt block. So iron, iron, iron. The block is almost complete, but the corners need to be clipped. When clipped, the block will be complete, at least for now. The one block is completed, but there needs to be 3 more blocks. When the 4 blocks are completed, you can begin to form a pinwheel. Now we are to the tricky part of putting the pinwheel together. Start with 2 blocks out of the 4. Take the 2 blocks lying next to each other and place them right sides together. Always use pins so that it helps keep the squares together and correctly placed so that unpicking will not have to be done. Nobody likes to unpick. With the squares correctly placed and pinned, take 1 square and sew down the right side. When the 1 square is complete, you will do the same to the other square. Once again comes the step of ironing. Don't forget, ironing is very important to make this pinwheel look its finest. Now that the ironing is completed with the 4 squares now sewn together, it is the final step in sewing the pinwheel together. By taking the 2 new squares, place them on top with right sides together. Pin and sew to the right. It's almost done! Now that the 4 squares are now sewn together, you need to unpick the middle part of the pinwheel so that the pinwheel can lay flat. The pinwheel is completely sewn together and looks fabulous. To make this pinwheel look its finest, you need to take another quilting ruler and lay it on top of the pinwheel to straighten the edges. This pinwheel needs to look its finest, so make sure it's cleaned up nicely. After much hard work of creating a pinwheel, you can place the pinwheel with the fellow pinwheels. Eventually, the pinwheels will end up in a beautiful project, such as this table runner.